Okay, so this is Aether Jump bunny hop video number 2, because last time I covered the grounded bunny hop, which was like very different from what's going to be in this video. So I wanted to explain both of these because the Frigate Escape has two really interesting bunny hop innovations, or the meta has been pushed basically. So there's a bunny hop here that I know some people notice because they mentioned it looks like a Samus has space jump, and yeah, I'm just gonna play it back and then we'll go over how it works. It's actually pretty interesting. So you can see here the two jumps pretty clearly. So like, that doesn't seem that crazy because, you know, you're supposed to be able to have control over Samus in the air, and all I'm doing is jumping forwards and weaving back a tiny bit. But actually, you don't really have control over Samus in the air if you're in limited influence. Generally speaking, it's impossible to move backwards. If you hold down at this state here, like right here, nothing would happen. You're not going to move towards the Aether. So what actually is going on here is, I made a video a while ago showing the Metroid Prime like speed cap visualized. And you can see that like as you're moving sideways, your max amount of speed increases. What's interesting about this though is that, let's play the video forward, as you move back to facing the direction that you're moving, so like if you go from here to here, some of your speed has to be lost. Like you're not gonna, how do I word this? If your speed is like two-dimensional, which it is, it's like an x and a y value, like the speed that is lost is going to be the speed that's forwards. I don't know how to best put that mathematically, but we can actually see it in this viewer. So we're gonna look over that real quick. This here is the trajectory of where Samus is traveling, and this value here, the 15.8, is the speed that Samus is traveling at. The speed cap in this game is 16.5. So if I go above the cap, which I do, I get to like 18 something or 19.2. Traveling forwards at this direction is pretty much parallel to the Aether. I'll never go back into it. But if I turn towards the direction that I'm going, it's going to cut off speed in this direction, which has like a net result of pushing me more backwards. So if you watch my speed here cut down, it's going to change the trajectory that I'm moving at very slightly. You can see it curving to the side as my speed goes down. I know that that's not the easiest thing to like visualize, so I decided to just make a much more pronounced example. First off, I'm just going to show that this is actually used here as well. You can watch it at full speed. So there's another bunny hop there. Slow it down. Jump out of the Aether at 17.8 this time, and then lose some speed turning and land back in the Aether. Yeah, so if I load this state here, I made a hack save state. I'm just gonna lock my Z speed at 0. So this is just an example, a 40 speed dash. You just travel like this. I accidentally moved the camera, let me fix that. So just traveling to the side. And this here is 16 speed. Or actually it says 9, so let's actually make that 16. Oh, I know why. I need to hold RNL. Okay. So this is 16 speed. If I turn, nothing interesting happens because I'm below the speed cap, so turning doesn't make me lose speed and therefore change my trajectory. But if I'm above the speed cap and I turn, I can actually turn where I'm going quite a lot, but I have to sacrifice a lot of speed to do so. But with this, I'm able to weave backwards in limited influence, which wasn't really understood to be possible prior to the Frigate tests. Like, I didn't, at least. I don't think most people did realize you could actually move backwards, but it requires being above the speed cap and sacrificing speed. That's kind of the main point of this video, is to showcase. And then I noticed that Vertigo actually takes advantage of this in his strat here. Someone else might do this as well, but I noticed he does. I just want to show this off because it actually does have applications for strats. So in this room here, you can turn significantly towards the door by holding R and L and turning to the side that you're turning to the direction you're moving. Most specifically, it'll cut off speed in the way that you're going and make you bend back if you do that. And then also, as you can see with this example, if you turn away from the direction you're moving, well, let me bring up the viewer because it's easier to tell. Where is it? There it is. If you turn away, then it makes you bend forwards, but there's no reason to ever do that because you can also bend forwards by just holding up. And just to demonstrate, if I hold down, nothing happens. But if I turn to the side, I can turn in my direction. So basically, because of the speed cap, we can turn backwards in the air if we're above the speed cap. I know this video was a bit more rambly than the other ones. I didn't plan out exactly what to say. It's more off the cuff than the last, but I'm sure that it's still viewable, so thanks for watching. Have fun finding places to implement this. I know, for example, the dash out of Chozo Ice Temple and Vagina Shorelines, this is useful. I think a handful of people already do it, but if you don't do it, here's why you should do it. And I'm sure there are other places too. And then, yeah, for tasks, this makes Aether jumping really, really cool, because before we used to have to either L jump or turn to face the Aether so we could bend back into it. But now we could be facing this direction and still bend backwards, which is pretty cool.